Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on Cluiche with me, Seamus, Brady, our host, and in this video I'm going to give my full preview and prediction for who I think is going to win the All-Ireland Camogie Final of 2023. It's on this weekend and it is between two Munster sides, Cork and Waterford, and this is, as I said, my full preview, my honest thoughts going into this game and who I think is going to be victorious when it is all said and done. So of course for Waterford, coming into this game, it's their first All-Ireland Camogie final in 78 years. It's a massive, significant moment for the Daoise. First final since 1945. The emotions are riding high coming into this one. For Cork, it's familiar territory. They've been here around the block so many times. They have been one of the ultimate three. With Galway and Kilkenny, Cork have been right in there in the mix. And remarkably, this was the first year since 2012 that one of those three were not in the All-Ireland semi-final. And that was because Cork took out Kilkenny in the quarter-final, which shows just the grip that those three teams have had on the championship. Now, myself and Matthew Hurley, a big shout out to him, of course, regular guest here on the channel as well, Gaelic Statsman. Go give him a follow if you don't. We were saying at the start of the season that we felt that if any team was going to break into the top three this season, it would come from Tipperary or Waterford. And Waterford are here in the final against Cork with a massive opportunity to knock them off their perch and win the All-Ireland Camogie title for the first time since the 40s. It would just be such an amazing achievement if they can pull it off. But can they pull it off? Let's dive into the preview. Can Waterford, the ultimate underdog, pull off the big victory in the final? Now, one key detail that you have to know is that these sides have already played each other in this season in 2023. They played each other in the Munster Camogie Championship. Waterford got the victory. They beat Cork in the Munster semi-final by 118 to 115. Beth Carton that day hit 10 points. Niamh Rockett with the crucial goal as Waterford got the victory. Now, didn't matter for much. Waterford went on to lose to Tipperary by 4 goals and 11 points to 1-9 in the Munster final. So the fact that then Waterford went back and beat Tipperary in the semi-final does obviously let you know that the Munster Championship, while yes, it's important, we can't immediately say, well, because it happened that way in that game, it's going to happen that way in this game. This is a much bigger test, and the Cork team has gotten better since. Now, obviously, throughout the season, there was massive issues when it came to certain key Cork players being forced to play Gaelic football and Camogie in the same weekend. The likes of Hannah Looney, Libby Coppinger, Orla Cahalan were all having to play 2 games, inter-county games, in one weekend, which is ridiculous. So ever since that the season has come to its close, they've had different weekends for both, and it's no coincidence that Cork have gotten a lot better, in my opinion, in the Camogie since that happened. Hannah Looney is a crucial player for the Libby Coppinger is crucial at the back, and now they're in a position where they're in the final. They have all their ace cards there, fully focused on the Camogie final. Now, let's go into it team by team, how they got to the final, their key scorers, their key players, and then I'm going to go into who I think is going to get the victory. So let's start with the underdogs, Waterford. So all the stats that I'm going to give out here are big shout out, Gaelic Statsman, Matthew Hurley, on his Instagram page. If you don't give him a follow, go give him a follow right now. Fantastic GA content on that page and his channel in general across all socials. So thanks very much, Matthew, for these. But basically, Waterford on their route to the final. So the Munster Championship, as I said, they beat Cork by 118 to 115. Then they lost the Munster final to Tip by 411 to 1-9. Then in the All-Ireland stages, in the group stages, they beat Offaly, Limerick and Antrim with ruthless efficiency. Like you're talking, they beat Offaly 226 to 1-9, beat Limerick 219 to 11 points, and then against an informed Antrim side who had back-to-back wins of their own, Waterford put them away 5-16 to 10 points. Now, the only thing that you're looking at there is none of them are the top teams. Like that just is the honest truth. But you can only beat what's in front of you, and Waterford did that convincingly. So hats off to them in that regard. Then coming into the semi-final against Tipperary, they were coming in against a side that had beaten them in the Munster final. They definitely could have had it in them, and they pulled off a fantastic victory. They beat Tipperary in that semi-final by 112 to 111. Their key players, no doubt, first name that springs off, Beth Carton, one of the best in the country right now. Beth Carton has scored 4 goals and 58 points in the entire season this year. One of those goals was from a penalty. 36 of those were from placed balls, 36 points that is. So she's got 22 points from play and 322 from play, which is incredible. On top of that, Niamh Rockett with 3-6, Mairead O'Brien with 3-4. There, another key threat going into this game that Cork definitely have to take into consideration. Mairead Power and Lorraine Bray are also crucial players for the Daisha. Up until this point, they've scored 12 goals and 100 points. That's an average of 2 goals and 17 points a game. And they've conceded 7 goals and 67 points. That is an average of 1 goal and 12 points a game. So, as I said, the average of what they score and the average of what they concede is going to be changed based off of the fact that they haven't really faced any top teams. So, going then across to Cork, their route to the final, their route to this massive showpiece, obviously started off rocky, getting knocked out of Munster by Waterford 118-115, switching into the senior championship. Then they started that off rocky as well, losing to Galway by 112-12 points. Then they rebounded, beating down by 319-110, then also putting 319 on Clare, who only got 8 points, and that was in Cusack Park in Ennis. So Cork showed that they had turned a corner. Then in the quarterfinal, they beat Kilkenny by 214-213. That was in Croke Park. We have a comment in here that says up Cork. Yeah, so definitely know who you're supporting on the weekend. They beat Kilkenny by 214-213 in Croke Park. Outstanding performance by Amy O'Connor and Katrina Mackey especially. Then in the semi-final, an outrageously good, determined performance by Cork in Nolan Park as they beat Galway by 15 points to 2-6 to book their place in the All-Ireland Camogie final. Now, Cork haven't won it since 2018, and they have fallen short in finals, back-to-back finals to be precise. Lost to Kilkenny last year, lost to Galway the year previous. So they definitely want to make this right. They have a huge opportunity to do so. They're carrying all the aces as far as I'm concerned coming into this game when it comes to experience, when it comes to being there and done that. They have them all. They have the likes of Aisling Thompson now back in the panel, who is just an absolute legend of the game and knows what it takes to get over the line. So they're key players. Amy O'Connor immediately jumps off the page. 433 so far this season, 26 points of that from place balls, but all 4 of her goals from play, a definite goal threat. Another one is Katrina Mackey with 3 goals and 15 points, 2 of those frees. On top of that, you've got attacking threats the likes of Chloe Sigerson, Circa McCartan, Cleena Healy, Fiona Keating, Hannah Looney, and Living Cobbinger at the back as well. As I said, their impact from the bench, that cannot be underestimated too. Aisling Thompson, Orla Cronin, Cleena Healy, they all came on against Galway and made big impacts. Cleena Healy especially swung over a couple of beautiful points at crucial stages. Cork are also super solid at the back, and one player who has to have a huge game for me is Laura Tracy. She was outstanding at 6 against Galway. She swept across, made Galway pay for any misfired passes they were playing in. So Waterford have to be sure to get their passes right into the forwards. She'll probably pick up Beth Carton if she doesn't outright sweep across the pitch herself. Libby Coppinger might take up Beth Carton either. It's going to be very interesting to see. Cork, up until this point, have scored 9 goals and 94 points. It's an average of 214 a game, and they've conceded 767. Interestingly, exactly the same on average, 112 a game, that Waterford have conceded. So defence-wise, both teams pretty similar, but as I said, Cork have faced harder competition. And that's why, if you were to push me on it, the fairy tale is there. Like, Waterford can pull this off. They've beaten Cork already in the championship this season, in the Munster Championship. But I just think, my honest prediction is, I just think Cork's experience is going to be too much. They know how to get over the line. So this is my official prediction for the All-Ireland Camogie Final of 2023. So this is my official prediction for the All-Ireland Camogie Final of 2023 between Cork and Waterford. The fairy tale is potentially there for Waterford. They've beaten Cork already in the championship this season by 118-115 in Munster, but I'm going to go with Cork to narrowly edge it, because I just think Cork's experience is too much. You look at how they just grinded that out against Galway. You look at the fact that they were bringing on the likes of Aisling Thompson, Orla Cronin, who are just know how to win these big games, know how to win these finals. You look at the form of Amy O'Connor, Katrina Mackey, and then you look crucially at Laura Tracy's form at 6 and Libby Coppinger as well. I think they might just be able to quell Beth Carton and Niamh Rockett just enough. It won't be by much, but I'll narrowly tip towards Cork on this one. If Waterford won, what a story it would be. And definitely, I would not begrudge them a victory at all. I think they absolutely deserve it. And the scenes, if they pull it off, will be incredible. But that's just my honest opinion. So, guys, that is my official preview and prediction for the All-Ireland Camogie Final of 2023. I will be doing an instant reaction to the game as well. So make sure that you check that out. But until then, guys, and until the next video here on Cluiche, take care.